Hatzalah board member, Rabbi Erica Gerson. Ellie Beer, founder and president. And 2 volunteers who are with us today, Batya Widatsky and Nazar Awida. Please take seats. Wow, what a full panel. So Hatzalah was founded in 2006 by you, Rabbi Eli Beer, who is himself an Orthodox Jew. But today, it has volunteers from all over the different sectors in Israel and really around the world, I believe. One of the organization's most prominent funders is the Gerson family, sitting right next to me. Erica, you're a Reform rabbi. What do you see in United Hatzalah that your family is willing to invest so much?
Thank you for having us here. So I love that you said invest, because we always talk about ROI in our family, return on investment. And what we see is the ability to actually save lives with so little resources and in a very concrete way. But you mentioned that I'm a Reform rabbi, and it's really gratifying, on top of knowing that whatever emergencies arise, whether it's an individual or something national, that Hatzalah is there. But it means so much to see the humanity of Israel at its best with our organization, and knowing that it's more than pluralism. It's really about humanity, and each of these people is so selfless, and they reinforce what our family believes, which is that there's one race, the human race, and when you see another human being in need, you do everything you can for them. So for us, it's a big honor to be able to give our money in a way that's effective in supporting our values of saving lives and of treating one another with dignity.
Wow. Saving lives is something that the people here on stage do, as we know, every day. And Batya, a few months ago, you were on your way to your own Sheva Brachot. You had just been married when a terrorist rammed into a bus stop, murdering 2 young children, brothers. You rushed to the scene and provided psychotrauma care, even accompanying the victim's mother to the hospital. Yet the pain and the terror, it stings each and every one of us every day. How do you go to a scene like that and then trust the Arab Israeli sitting beside you to work with you? How do you compartmentalize?
To be honest, the only color I care about when I go on a scene is orange. The moment I see someone with an orange vest, I know that they're there to help, they're there to save lives, and I can count on them. As a side note, I also work in a hospital, and I work alongside Arabs every day. And I truly believe and see it every day that that's what Israel is. We work together, we volunteer together, and as long as we have those shared values of saving lives, then we can always continue to do so.
So Nazar, let's talk about you. You walk around with an emergency response vest that also is bright orange and has a star as part of its logo. The United Hatzalah logo has a star in the middle. And you do that in your Arab neighborhood in Jerusalem. What do your family and friends say about it? Why did you choose to do this?
Thank you for inviting us here. Actually, it's a kind of honor for my family to do such as volunteer and to give, medical treatment for people. They do need such as thing. Let's say in closer neighborhood or farther neighborhood, west side of Jerusalem or east side of Jerusalem, it doesn't matter. So my family, they are proud of such as thing, what we give. People, they started, to feel some way comfortable that there is a EMT guy in the neighborhood. If there is a need, we can call him. And it happens that they called me directly to my mobile, we need your assist for this and that. So I think it's a pleasure and good to have this thing under what we call it, the orange vests, what they call us when we go for any response, for any call in our neighborhood, farther neighborhood, it doesn't matter where.
Wow. Well, while we're clapping, I also want to acknowledge that both your husbands and your wife are also volunteers. Let's have them stand up and just say hi. Now, what's amazing is Batya, you and your husband, you live in the West Bank. And Nazar, you and your wife, as we mentioned, lived in East Jerusalem.
Yes.
But you're volunteering together. Let's be honest. Is this actually Israel?
It really is.
Yes, it is. It really is.
And I'll just say that, as I said before, we work together, and it doesn't matter when you go to a scene what faith the person's from, man, woman, Muslim, Jewish. It really doesn't matter. We're all united under the Hatzalah, the saving lives.
Is this reflective, though, in the rest of the community, or only if you have an orange vest?
As she said, this is what we call it united, Indian United Hatzalah, and we are united as a committee between Arabs and Jewish. So they give the good image. This gives the good image for people. When we run for any call, emergency call, you find all the hands trying to give treatment for the patient. And maybe he's an Arab, maybe he's a Jewish, maybe he's a Christian, Muslim, it doesn't matter. But all the hands, they jump and they, try to give medical treatment as it should be done. So this is the good image of what we live there. And this is the mirror that reflect what we are there. And I hope it will stay more and more like this.
I just want to add that the other element that can be challenging in Israel is just the secular and religious divide. Forget if it's the same religion or not. And we don't happen to have it represented on the stage, but I know all the time, 24 hours a day, 7 days, 365, United Hatzalah, if you go to a call, you may have someone who's completely secular, Chiloni, and someone who is Haredi on the same call as well. And it is real. I've actually seen videos from our headquarters where you have people from different religions who happen to be praying at the same moment on the side, just in the background, caught on the security cameras. It's all real. And when somebody saves a life, you have a new perspective on who that person is. And it's incredibly healing, I think, for the country.
Yes.
So, Eli, I have to turn to you, the founder. Hatzalah's mission is to provide immediate medical intervention before the ambulance arrives. It's people like Nazar and Batya who are on the front lines and who are doing it. Just talk to them for a minute. What do you want to say?
First of all, when we started United Hatzalah, it was all about getting to every emergency within 90 seconds. That was our goal, and that's always our goal. But we saw a need to get everyone involved with this mission. We couldn't just take our communities to get involved with it because we would never get there in 90 seconds if we had only us. So we reached out to our neighbors, people who we didn't have a relationship with, and we reached out to Arab communities. And I remember the first Arab volunteer who joined United Hatzalah. He changed the organization forever. This organization today has a mission of 90 seconds, and because of that mission, we united every sector in the country of Israel. People like Nazir and people like Batya and their husbands. Look at the difference. People, you have to see this. Get up a second, just for a second. This is the spouses of these volunteers. And they definitely don't go to the same shul, I promise you. And to see them together in a mission, together proud, this is the added value that happened from this organization, and it changed all of us, and we respect each other more. And this is a real story of Israel. We get to almost 2,000 emergency every day. We get there quick enough to save their life, to prevent damage. We come on these motorcycles. The motorcycles you see everywhere in Israel, we invented them many, many years ago, and now we have Arabs and Jews riding them, religious and secular. And that's why it's called United Hatzalah.
Thank you. Now, there's a concept in Judaism called tikkun olam, repairing the world. Is Hatzalah doing tikkun olam? In one sentence, each of you, from your own perspectives, our final question, tell me how you think it plays out, that mission. Erica, why don't we start with you?
I think that God made individuals one at a time to remind us that saving just one life is saving the whole world. And every single day, thank God, we can save a life. And I'm just so grateful to you guys because money is not that interesting unless you can do something good with it. And you make that possible for my family. So thank you.
Batya, what about you?
In Judaism, there is a concept in the Torah. There's a concept of Hatzalah kamocha, which in rough translation means that you should love others and treat others in the same way that you would want to be loved and be treated. And I think what better treatment and what better expression of love can there be than saving a life? So,
Nazar.
For me as a Muslim, we have the same issue in Quran. We must give help for others. It doesn't matter the guy in front of you, the color, the religion, it doesn't matter. It's a must. And I found this must inside the United Hatzalah, so we can do our best to give all our efforts for saving lives in our country, because life is more value than anything that you can do in your life, more than saving lives for people there. And I think I'm proud, and I will give this also message to my kids to be as a volunteer or to do such as things, to give more and more under the umbrella of United Hatzalah for the people there in our country. Thank you.
Ellie, wrap us up.
So I don't know if you mentioned when you started the conversation, Batya was one of the first volunteers that arrived together with her husband. They just got married the night that 2 days before. They were on the way to their own Sheva Brachot near Jerusalem. I think it was in Mitzpeh Yericho. Yeah, they were outside of Jerusalem going to their Sheva Brachot. They got married. And they got a call of a terrorist attack, of a terrorist who was running into a bus stop full of Jews, screaming Allahu Akbar while he was trying to kill as much Jews as he could. And he ran over a family, the Paley family, an 8-year-old boy and a 5-year-old boy. The father, the mother was pregnant. Another boy, he was killed, a 20-year-old. And they got there to save their lives. And they were working there while they were on the way for their own ceremony of their marriage. And when I got there, I saw them working and trying to save lives. But after we finished, and thank God, we saved a few lives, but one of the kids was an 8-year-old boy. We brought him back to life. This was a Paley son. Unfortunately, he died 8 hours later. Batya, who was supposed to leave right away, decided to stay with the mother because she's a psychotrauma treater. She treats people who are emotionally traumatized. She stayed with the mother and went with her to the hospital, went with her to the funeral of her 5-year-old son. She was pregnant. She needed medical help and trauma help. She went with her son. She went with the mother to the hospital. In the same exact time, our teams in Turkey were working to rescue a Muslim person under the rubble for 5 days underneath the rubble. And our teams, together with the IDF, took this man out. They got him and saved his life. Hundreds of Muslims in Turkey were screaming Allahu Akbar, praising Israel. The same exact time, praising Israel with our volunteers and the IDF saving a Muslim person. This was like a surreal situation. A month later, the husband woke up from the trauma, from the ICU. He was in a coma. A month later, and we went to the bris and saw the father that just had a baby. He woke up, he didn't know his 2 kids were killed. He found that his 2 kids were murdered. He had a baby, and we all went to the bris together to celebrate together. This is a story of United Hatzalah. We're all in together with this. Saving lives. It's a volunteer organization. We're the only volunteer organization in Israel who operate quickly and totally for free. We save people, we walk away, we don't even ask for a thank you. And this is what these volunteers are doing every day.
Thank you all so much. Thank you.
Thank you all. Okay. Thank you. It was great.